Real plan for Pochettino, Illicic fires Atalanta through. There's more football cancelled, a transfer roundup, and this week's great debate all coming up in the next few minutes.
As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this
is the Daily News. First up, and according to reports, if Real Madrid are to get rid of Zinedine Zidane at the end of the season, they're planning to bring in Mauricio Pochettino. Now, of course, he isn't a proven winner like Zinedine Zidane is, but he's proven that he could take a club to a next level and really provide a top level culture for players to thrive in. And alongside this, it could bring along Harry Kane. Now, it's well documented that when Florentino Perez brings in a new manager, he always brings in a new signing. It's like a present. It's like a gift to the new manager. And apparently, if Pochettino comes in, the first player they're going to swoop for is Harry Kane. Apparently, the English striker has told the club that if they're not going to match his ambitions, and if things don't change in the summer, well, he will be wanting to leave to win some trophies. And what better place than Real Madrid? What this does mean is that Spurs will be in even more of a dire situation than they are now. But onto that in just a little bit, because first, we want to talk about the positives of football, like Josip Illicic. Him and Atalanta are writing a wonder story in the Champions League this season, their debut season in the competition. Last night, they won 4-3 against Valencia, meaning they won 8-4 on aggregate. It was an unbelievable scoreline and means that Illicic really is writing himself into the history books and into the thoughts of every single team in Europe. It's so bizarre that someone like him is coming so good now at the age of 32. I mean, if someone's going to take a punt on him because of his unbelievable form this season, you're not really going to pay a huge amount for a 32-year-old. But on the flip side, you are, because he's unbelievable. Anyway, Atalanta head through to the next round in a rather strange game which was played behind closed doors because of fears over the coronavirus, which we will talk about in just a little bit. But first, back to Spurs and their atrocious performance against RB Leipzig. And Jose Mourinho, after the game, has said that there's no one to blame. What? The players have definitely got to take some of the blame for not being good enough on the pitch. Mourinho's tactics have got to take some of the blame, although not all of it because some players aren't available. And lastly but not least, the club needs to take a massive portion of the blame because they did not strengthen when they had the chance. There was a massive similarity between Liverpool and Spurs quite a few years ago. Both are fighting to get back into the top four. Both have pretty good young squads. Liverpool then spent a couple of $100 million and a few years later, they are European club and soon to be Premier League champions. A few years later, after not spending anything, Spurs are absolutely nowhere. There really is an obvious line to draw here.
Bye guys.
Cheer up, it's going to be alright. Cheer up, it's going to be okay.
What?
It's going to be okay, cheer up.
What?
Yeah. The season, it's going to be okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But moving on anyway, add to a quick update on the coronavirus. As you guys know, it's cancelling a lot of football around Europe, and it's left me scratching my head a little bit. How on earth is it that some games are played, some games aren't, some are with fans, some are without, and then the Champions League and the Europa League still continues? Like PSG, for example, their game at the weekend was cancelled with Strasbourg, but it's still fine to play a game behind closed doors. Kylian Mbappe did actually have a test for the virus, but has come out negative, thankfully. It's also happening in the Premier League and Europa League, for example. So Manchester City against Arsenal has been cancelled, right, which was supposed to be being played tonight. This is because the Arsenal team are in quarantine, having met the Olympiacos chairman after their Europa League defeat. The chairman has now gone on to say that he actually has tested positive for the virus. So the game's cancelled. But now Brighton have come out and said that their game against Arsenal at the weekend is on, whilst Olympiacos' match against Wolves in the Europa League is also still happening. Even though Wolves have written to UEFA and expressed that their massive doubts over the trip really do have some weight behind them. I'm not quite getting what's going on here. Serie A has been cancelled for a month. La Liga has been played behind closed doors. So are loads of matches in the Bundesliga. Yet the Premier League still goes on. Liverpool can't win it at Everton this weekend anyway, unless Manchester City lose. That's even if they play.
Nothing really makes sense at the moment, but of course, keep up to date on all the latest football news on the Onefootball app.
So next up in a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, because yes, Corona may be stopping the football, but it's not stopping transfer rumours. First off, Atletico Madrid are reportedly still interested in bringing Arsenal's Alexander Lacazette to the club. Zlatan's return to AC Milan may be cut short as his contract expires in the summer, and the club may not choose to add on that 1-year clause. Bayern Munich are looking at other wingers should they not sign Leroy Sané in the summer, and Danny Drinkwater's loan at Aston Villa may be cut short after apparently headbutting someone in a heated training ground incident. So last but not least, we come to this week's great debate, and there isn't actually one put to you from the newsroom this week. They've got a lot of difficult things to focus on. So I'm going to throw out the great debate question this week, and for you guys, I want to know, your team has got a penalty to make it through to the next round of the Champions League. Who do you have step up to take it? Now, of course, there's loads of answers here. There's loads of players with great penalty records. There's also other players who are probably better under a bit more pressure. For me, controversial, I'm going for Neymar. You guys have seen his penalty. I really don't like them, the way he kind of stops and shuffles, but He's incredibly consistent and he always seems to find not even the back of the net, but always the opposite side to where the goalkeeper goes. So yeah, if there's a penalty to get through to the next round, I'm sticking with Neymar. So there you have it from me. Make sure you let us know your thoughts on the great debate and the rest of the day's daily news in the comments section below. Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.